Hi, good afternoon, guys. I couldn't wait. I get very excited, as you can see, to do this science video. I think you're being very spoiled today. You get the matrix code, and then the science introduction video will be a set of videos. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing every section of the book. Soon to be a book. The superconscious is preparing me for the world to come, and I'm very, very excited about it. But let's talk about science, shall we? Let's look at the world of quantum physics and how is merging with the spiritual time, isn't it? Before, if you talk about the spirituality, people used to think you're crazy. Um, Now it's all changing. The wheel of life is changing, isn't it? There is a remarkable merging between the most advanced ideas of modern science, isn't it? Quantum mechanics, quantum physics, and the ancient teachings of the great spiritual traditions of the world, isn't it? But before we delve into the new layers of reality that lie beneath the surface of our universe, which are many, let's look closer at the past theories that have shaped our history, what everybody actually has been believing, has been completely believing a lie that makes no sense or whatsoever. It never even made sense to me when I was a child. So I hope that for if some of you watching this video and you believe in these theories, I hope by the end of the video you'll understand what I'm trying to say, and please make a comment if you make a change through this information. It would be lovely to have feedback. Anyway, there is something that they call the missing link, yeah, about evolution and the Big Bang, that they haven't. Is the thing that they cannot prove everything because of that missing link. And there's always been a missing link, and there will always be a missing link because the missing link is the source, yeah? Right, so how did the Homo sapiens, with basic knowledge of nature, make such a sudden and vast transition, suddenly into humans, with an incredible knowledge of advanced technology matrix, capable of develop weapons of mass destruction, capable of killing millions of innocent people? Nature hasn't changed much through what we call the process of evolution, and humans do not understand how our brain evolved in a way that it has. Basically, we have no answers. Scientists have no answers of how this happened. Homo sapiens originated in Africa, believed it's got something to do with Ethiopian. Ethiopian land is very, I don't know, something. I need to delve into Ethiopian land soon. I don't know. I've been drawn, and I don't know why, but I've been drawn. And then these Homo sapiens that originated in Africa gradually migrated throughout the whole world. There was a first woman, yeah, so there was a primordial, or Eve, there was, and there's got to be a primordial man, Adam, which I have no idea where Adam is at the moment, yeah. Eve, yes, we know her whereabouts, but Adam is still to be revealed. Anyway, that's all in the book. So that Eve, or the mother, primordial mother of the yet to evolve human race. Recent scientific findings of human fossils have required a rethinking of the Darwin theory of evolution, isn't it? Gradual evolution, according to Darwin, is due to natural selection, meaning a steady, slow progression, but we are not seeing this, isn't it? Early humans are suggested to be more advanced than we originally thought. We have found all kinds of different humanoids that they differ significantly, even in their brains, inferring that there is much more variety in what we believe to be our human past evolution than we could have ever imagined. Yeah, and we've got giants as well. We've got the skeletons of giants of 7 to 8 foot of height. The Nephilim, talking the Bible, I speak to that in another time, and also hobbits, little ones in Indonesia that are of tiny size. Does pose a questions of the evolutionary theories, isn't it? They are completely distinct species from the Homo sapiens. Furthermore, the discoveries of the Homo naledi are much more primitive than the Homo sapiens, indicating that we might be the first humans. However, they're considered more advanced than the Homo sapiens. It gets even more complicated. Furthermore, the Neanderthal remains discovered in Spain, haha, my country, of course, Spain, were found to have the capacity of intelligence and civilization. Spain, it's me, my blood. They clearly clothing, care for their elderly, and carefully prepare their dead relatives for afterlife. So the intelligence was there from the beginning. The brain didn't evolve. We just believed that it did. Recent genetic findings show that we appear to have Neanderthal DNA, suggesting that some interbreeding between the human race and this past species have been taking place. Of course, we come from That's how we've been created, designed, or we told that we've been designed. Whether if they were Homo sapiens or not, God knows, is what we've been told. Multiple types of humans, including some that were intelligent, have been found in numerous areas of the world. We don't have step-by-step changes that we're expected to have, but there seem to be certain leaps. That's the difficult, the missing links, the leaps. The new kind of species that have been found appear to have come out of some incubated state, as they have been genetically created and experimented upon which we have, as well as being placed in isolated regions around the globe, such as islands, mountains, oceans, and peninsulas. There are many questions that remain unanswered in what concerns the validity of the theory of evolution. Nonetheless, it's the theory that predominates the most, and any scientific evidence found that doesn't fit with the theory of evolution has obviously been hidden for the public, because you need to believe in evolution and remain blind and an idiot. Yeah. I'm very plain and clear when I say this. We need to wake up. It's time, and being conditioned to the point of believing these stupid, theories. Come on, it's a point of how much we can believe, isn't it? If the human race has not gone through an evolutionary process after the Big Bang, then we are left with the possibility of the existence of a creator. So evolution had to come to the place, otherwise a God would be true, the source, what is the Sumerian text implying? The Sumerian text state that there are 6 attempts by the gods to make people. Be fake, the God, isn't it? And shoot the source, we just do it once, isn't it? 6 attempts by the gods, not one God, gods, obviously shadows to make people, and and the Mayan writings say that it took the gods 3 attempts. Different theories. Both these ancient texts imply that the early humans were made by genetic manipulation. Of course, genetic manipulation or genetic code embedded in us. Right. The cosmic egg is something, another symbolism, and eggs found everywhere in history. Let's look a little bit as the cosmic egg. Well, the universe originated from a single point, which is the point of consciousness, but it's the primordial atom, or the cosmic egg, that was at the beginning of all creation. Obviously, observation of the consciousness. The egg is the most universal symbol in the world, carved or sculptured in different locations around the world. It's basically everywhere, a little bit like these carvings or UFOs, very clear UFOs. Everything is there, really. The symbol of the egg is the most popular worldwide representation of what we call the creation of life. Obviously, become chicken, what came first, chicken or the egg? Well, the egg, isn't it? I don't know, it doesn't matter. We find egg-carved figures all over our ancient world, and most mythologies and ancient culture use this incredible, powerful symbol. It's the symbol of life and rebirth, fertility, reproduction, and natural creation of life, which is actually a creation of slaves in the Matrix. Yeah, that's what it means. Ancient carvings have been found depicting human hatching from an egg, implying that life emerges from an egg. In fact, the entire universe seems to have emerged from a cosmic egg. The eggs breaking open and the waters emanating from the eggs. As stated in some ancient culture, it was divided into principles of yin and yang. I remember when I was waking up and going through some spiritual experiences, I had one phenomenal one, and it was incredible. I actually was hatching from an egg. I was incubated in an egg, and I broke the egg. I got this layer. Obviously, it was in the spirit. I didn't have to clean myself, and it went flying up somewhere. So I understand that why this, these representations and metaphors are there, because I've gone through them. They are within us. As I said, a world, including mankind, appears to have been hatched from one primordial original egg, and the egg appears to symbolize a primordial point or atom from which all originates. Obviously, when I hatched the egg, I began to create my own reality. I was awakened like a movie in a screen that emanates from a single point, the projector of the, the air, the vegetation, the water, the galaxy, the planets and the stars, and the gases we are surrounded with are all projected manifestations of our within. Our manipulated consciousness is the central primordial point for our projected universe. And there are some outstanding, beautiful natural resources, landscapes, seasides, and foresty areas, which, although they're part of the illusion, it reflects the side of Eve's universal consciousness, or the paradise that has not been tampered with technology when she didn't take the instructions, the wrong instructions, and resemble more what we would call the Garden of Eden. Unlike the animal kingdom and some tribes that remain away from what we call civilization, the human race have been moving away from Mother Nature, all cluttered together in small cities that are more technologically advanced, more like the shadows, and it has been our dependence in such technology that has made us much easier to be controlled. I see some parents and really want to raise awareness. Let me just go and get some Coke and thirsty. Pepsi Maps. That's nice. Anyway, back. We very naively, as parents, we perceive a child that is able to use technology from a very early age as a very intelligent child. And I'm not disputing that. Children are praised and considered geniuses by society for their ability to store and access within their mind a vast amount of worldly and useless information. These children, they come into quizzes and they know so much. What a waste of time, bless them. Yes, significant is we want to continue to be trapped in illusion. Children that are more in tune with nature and the psychic intuition, able to see other worlds, including the shadows, are more can be belittled as having a very vivid imagination, possibly within the borderline range of being labeled mentally unstable. Thanks God that the world has changed, and now we've got the new breed of enlightened and star children, indigo children, which I will be speaking about it, who they came here to actually teach us and prepare us for the Great Awakening. In Portugal, I think in Silves, it was discovered a 6-foot long limestone, I believe, approximately dated 3,500 BC, with a mystical carving. It was carving a rod symbolizing the power of the gods, and what appears to be the two serpents intertwined around the rod. The carving could also represent a double helix DNA, symbolizing the seeding of a planet from a single primordial cosmic egg. So it's all there, guys. We left all the codes there. The serpents, according to the ancient tradition, symbolize also fertility. Obviously, the code that gives breath to children of the Matrix, but they also represent the hybrid or dual DNA of the human race being interweaved or plugged into the Matrix. The Matrix is denoted by the rod, the symbol of unmanipulated universal consciousness, where the true power of the God is found, and the two snakes could be the female and male gods of the Matrix, and in the middle could be obviously unconsciousnness. We could marry their son, which could be the Matrix, right on the source. Scientists obviously have found a very intelligent code with our DNA, some form of checking code like that of a computer machine language that checks that the rest of the code is correct. Our DNA is so complex that most scientists do not believe it comes from Earth, like an alien. It seems to have been designed from another source of origin. The DNA is the most powerful storage space in the world. It's like the most advanced machinery computer, and it's only now that we are beginning to decode our DNA. If the DNA is a storage unit, this means that it's a storage unit. It has been designed technologically to hold information, and it would make sense that contains all the historical data from the beginning of time and that which is to come. Therefore, the truth is what I say in our DNA. We've got that computer within. The cosmic code, that is the consciousness of the source or the Lady Wisdom, from which the matrix was hatched or created, where the matrix could become the cosmic egg, keeping universal consciousness trapped in this new egg, so the children of the matrix could begin to be created. Obviously, we have to break the egg, symbolism of Eve breaking the egg like I did. Just because I've gone through this spiritual experience, it's because I'm very much in tune. Some of you may have gone through, but you just blocked it at the moment and you don't remember, and the memory will come at a later stage. And it's like the pyramid's protection of our mind vision. that many sandstones that have the shape of an egg, that all civilizations have, with carvings of the rod with the snake around it to symbolize the fertility symbol and the power of the matrix of the god. But they also hold another meaning. It's the seeding of a planet. Yeah, one of the stones on the shape of an egg has a helix DNA carved on it. That can only symbolize the seeding of a planet, manipulated seeding and the lie. An intelligent code can be found in our DNA. There was a certain amount of mathematical precision, an amount of checking code to ensure the programming of the DNA is in operation. They do not know where it comes from. There are theories that DNA does not come from it, that it was designed by aliens and maybe linked to the stories of the cosmic egg. So that begins from the cosmic egg, the seeding of a planet. The snake on a rock can also be interpreted as a double L helix. The DNA spiral is shown as a different ancient antique carvings. What they call the tree of life seems to be a DNA form as well. The DNA seems to be intertwined serpents, suggesting genetic manipulation, depicting the idea that DNA can be somehow harnessed. This is what they are the visions of human hatching from eggs. Yeah, because we are created like batteries. The third eye could also be is the secret symbol of enlightenment, isn't it? And the cosmic S could be a connection of all beings. There is an egg structure in the brain that are shaped like two identical eggs, and gets info from the nearby receptors. The thalamus could be the human factor in the human consciousness. And you have the info coming in from the senses and their channel to the thalamus and sort out this info that processes that sensory information. And if it's damaged, it could knock out consciousness. Yeah, it's called the open eye or the third eye. And obviously it's a connection, obviously, to see both the truth and the light. Thalamus seen maybe represented by the eye of Horus as well, the eye of Ra, or the eye of Providence, the eye of God. The similarity with the eye of Horus and the thalamus are very similar. The cosmic egg might represent also DNA, and the thalamus, or is the thalamus surrounded by the brain and the are complex to stop us from a connection to the cosmos. As you can see, it's all symbols. I know I'm going to talk about science and I'm going into symbols, but it's important. It's just interconnected, and it's part of science. There is an energy that connects all of us. The theory of the holographic universe, which is mathematically proven, is all generated from a singularity, all simultaneously in a singular point or egg, but it all projects from one point. It's like a projector. Like a movie projects from one point, from the projector in the old movies. New evidence suggests that the universe might be on the shape of an egg as well, although it looks circular. This shaped egg seems to connect us with the cosmos. It's a symbol that connects to our consciousness. Ancient civilizations describe that the god of all things became an egg and formed all the planets and galaxies, our consciousness. But we are living, guys, at an amazing times. It's now that we have the advancement of science and technology to understand our true origin. The human race is neither a result of a cosmic explosion followed by an evolutionary process, nor has been created by more advanced beings from other spheres of our universe. Our origins are of a spiritual nature. Our spirit has always been. It has neither got a beginning nor an end. Therefore, a new spiritual being cannot be produced or created in a laboratory setting. It can only be separated as, perceived separation, because we cannot physically be separated from our true origin and just deceitfully be given the appearance of being born or shaped into a human being. Our consciousness was disconnected from a divine essence and altered to project our shadow selves as human beings. Once born into human beings, we have been experienced upon and gradually been genetically modified to ensure the total control of our race. And these genetic changes in our DNA were designed to embed or implant automatic mental patterns that have been running our lives without most of us being consciously aware. We have read previously in the book, well, you haven't, but I've explained and understood how the universal consciousness was disconnected and altered by the matrix gods, including how the matrix was built to imprison the consciousness within its confined walls. But what we haven't covered yet is how a spiritual body from a scientific point of view became human, and how from one universal consciousness the rest of the human race was born? The answers can only be provided now. We need the current advances in sciences, especially the up-to-date science of quantum physics. It gets quite complex, but it's fascinating. And the technological advances in what regards the building of humanoid robots using the latest artificial intelligence discoveries. Artificial intelligence is part of how this has been done. Spirit is consciousness, is the composition of our inner self and life force. Hence, a consciousness cannot be created. But from a manipulated consciousness, many virtual infinite shapes, forms, artificial beings, and other forms of consciousness can be produced, giving the appearance of an inhabited planetary world. Yeah? Did you get that? Yeah. And your original universal consciousness can be duplicated, not identically, but with the same blueprint into many others. Whether they're artificial or they are logically human beings. Okay, this is what we are going to talk next about how did that from a scientific point of view. It gets quite deep. It's brilliant, and I spent a lot of time doing this. So I'm very excited to be able to share this knowledge with all of you. You love it, the ones who like science and are looking for answers. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, guys, this video. Until next one, I shall continue with the coding revelation. We'll put a post tomorrow. Loving you all unconditionally. Until next video, guys. Goodbye.